I mean, I just didn't like the optics of a convicted felon sitting in the White House.
So many questions for the Democrats to answer.
I know Matt Gaetz personally. My only experience with him came back to mind when this was announced. And I was standing in the outer oval, so the room outside of the Oval Office, with Matt Gaetz and Jim Jordan, and Matt Gaetz was holding a folder. He was about to go meet with then President Trump, and I said, "What's in this folder?" He shows me these printed out conspiracy theories that Joe Scarborough of Morning Joe and former congressman had murdered his staffer.
All right, guys, today we're going to do a reaction video about The View, about how delusional these people are when it comes to this election. They're still reacting as if we are still in election. What I want to remind them is like the election is already done and dusted. But people like Sonny, Joyce, they're still thinking we are still in election. They're still complaining as if we've elected a convicted felon. Let me remind her that this convicted felon that they're talking about, people elected them. By the way, it was actually them, the Democrats, who went and wanted to actually find a way to actually make this man a felon. What did he do wrong? That's what I want them to tell us. Because number one, they said about Stormy Daniels, that's already been done since last campaign. Okay, years ago. Done and dusted. Then they come up with all this new stuff. Then the New York Attorney General come up with all this stuff. That didn't pan out. Then they wanted to actually kill him. That didn't pan out. By the grace of God, he is still with us here. So now, the man become president, elect. What did they do? When he started choosing the people that he wanted, they bring the same old tactics again, where they said Gaetz they brought this sexual stuff again. It's just like they're obsessed with that, okay? But what they don't understand, they don't want him, but guess what happens? Now we got Pam Bondi. That's going to be the new AG by the grace of God. And I tell you what, the one that you wanted, that one that you don't want, the Lord have brought somebody that is going to be even 10 times more vibrant than the one that you said. The Lord have brought somebody that you don't want the first one. What the one that he brings, you can't say too much about that person now. I want to hear what they're going to talk about. Now, what these people are talking about, they are so clueless as to what is really happening in the country. People have already moved on. We are into other stuff. So I want people to focus on American, and when we're talking about politics and stuff like that, what is it that about Donald Trump that these people are so obsessed with? They are so obsessed with him, everything he does, even that's how they actually lose the election. And I used to be Democrat. Then they forced me to be actually independent. Then I was in the middle. Then guess what? Then I started I saw myself shifting to the right because some of the policies that they're talking about. And I'm like, you people are talking about policies when people have nothing to eat. People need food to bring to the table. People need food. People need to feed their families. They want jobs. They want economic security. Americans, they don't even ask for much. People want job securities. People want to bring food to the table so they can be able to feed their families. But some of the ideas that the Democrats came up with this election, oh my gosh. And you wonder why so many people have shifted. Guys, you know some of these people are delusional. The election didn't go on your way, so move on. But there's not a day go by, Sonny is almost becoming obsessed with Donald Trump. The View is almost becoming, that's why nobody want to watch this NBC anymore. Nobody want to watch them. Nobody want to watch them. Nobody want to talk about them. Nobody want to watch ABC now. Why? MSNBC, same thing. Nobody want to watch them because guess what? It's just like they don't even know what they're talking about. Their ratings went down, so nobody want to watch you guys. You know, we have a president here and we loved him, you know. I mean, give him a chance. Give him a chance. Just like any other president that you've been given chance to, we want you guys to actually allow this man to do his job. But I know it's going to be another years of court in, court out, court in, court out. Every time you guys are finding a way to find something, a fault to sue him. But we are saying that is not going to happen again like the last election, what happened, that's not going to happen again. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen this time.
There are so many questions for the Democrats to answer, but one of them, the one that's that I just saw, that's going to be staring them in the face for some time if they don't do something about it, is that 45% of Hispanics voted for Donald Trump.
45.
We've all been talking about a new Republican Party. There needs to be a new Republican Party. This morning, this is about as bleak as any time for Democrats since the so-called 1984 San Francisco Democrats. It's time for the Democrats to take a good, long, hard look at how this happened. And if they just say Trump bad, Democrats virtuous, they're going to keep losing. Because this, again, is so widespread. This is not about just Donald Trump. This is about the Democratic Party and being radically disconnected from the rest of the country. Look at the map.
I don't know Matt Gaetz personally. My only experience with him came back to mind when this was announced. And I was standing in the outer oval, so the room outside of the Oval Office, with Matt Gaetz and Jim Jordan, and Matt Gaetz was holding a folder. He was about to go meet with then President Trump, and I said, "What's in this folder?" He shows me these printed out conspiracy theories that Joe Scarborough of Morning Joe and former congressman had murdered his staffer. And I said, please do not show these to the President of the United States. Then days ensued of Donald Trump tweeting false, malicious claims about Joe Scarborough. And the family of the woman who died, and there was no foul play, it was a tragedy, begged Twitter and the White House to take it down. So that speaks to his character, integrity, and judgment. But there is some hope here. Donald Trump absolutely has a constitutional right to appoint members of his cabinet, and the Senate has the right to advise and consent. And they need to look at qualifications, credentials, and the character of these nominees. And Matt Gaetz is a widely disliked person, even by his Republican colleagues. True. So there may be some political will there to stop him. But I briefly want to mention he's not the only scary person who was nominated yesterday. Tulsi Gabbard, who Mitt Romney said is basically siding with the Russians. Hillary Clinton called her a Russian asset. The intelligence community is terrified of her being the director of national intelligence. So the Senate Republicans need to muster the political will to block both of these because they are not good for the country.
I don't know.
Guys, if you like this video, please subscribe. It's a new channel that I just started where I'm going to be doing a lot of reaction videos and stuff like that. So like it, subscribe to it, and more contents will be coming out. Thank you.